Welcome, race fans, here to the Daytona International Speedway. Tonight, the Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer, takes to the track for the first time here for the season. It's a good day to be here at Daytona International. It's Muth in the booth here, right alongside me, Jared Reichert, to call all the action here from Daytona. 13 cars roll into the Daytona International Speedway to take on the high banks, where names are made here. You could make your whole season living here at the Daytona International Speedway, Jared, and we've seen some good ones, and we expect to see another great plate race here from Daytona.
Absolutely, Roger. Daytona never seems to disappoint. Should be a good day of racing.
Good day of racing. Well, we got to thank all of the Superior Class Auto Racing drivers for coming out here to Daytona. We also got to thank all of the guys for tuning in here on your Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll be here every other week bringing you all the action for these guys, as we do not have qualifying coming up here in 3 minutes. There you see on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we have the race. These guys qualified last week, and I believe the starting lineup here, pole award winner here tonight, it's going to be the number 19 of Chris Mathis. So we'll have to see how that shakes out, if Chris can keep the 19 car pointed in the right direction here tonight at the front of the pack. There's a lot of hungry guys out here, Jarrett, that really just want to start off the season right by winning at Daytona.
Yeah, like you said, Roger, you always want to start the season off right, and I expect there to be some excellent racing tonight, some nice passes, and maybe some interesting strategy will come into play.
Yeah, a lot of times we come to Daytona, or even when we head over to Talladega later on in the season, we see a lot of pack racing. That's what these super speedways are. That's what the fans love to see. Super speedway, 2 wide, 3 wide. We're probably not going to see much 4 wide racing here tonight, but it is quite possible down that long backstretch here from Daytona.
Yeah, anything is possible, especially when we get down to those last about 10 to 5 laps or so. Could see anything.
Could see anything. We might even see Superman somewhere out here tonight. A lot of good drivers here. So with just 2 minutes, we're going to step away. We're going to get that national anthem played, and we'll be right back here to Daytona to grid these cars up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, welcome back, race fans. As you see right there, Chris Mathis on the grid in his Bass Pro Trackers Toyota Corolla. Camry, I guess it is actually, Jared. The guys are starting to grid up here to take their pace laps around the track. Well, as these guys are about ready to grid up, let's take you through your starting lineup here tonight from Daytona. Starting on the pole, you saw the Bass Pro Shop Camry right there. The number 19, Chris Mathis, is going to lead us to green flag racing. Right alongside him, the 46 of David Bradford going to roll off in that number 2 position. Starting third here tonight, going to be the 56 of Will Jones. John Bellew going to start the number 88 right there in your 4th starting spot. 5th starting spot here tonight, going to go to the 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. And right alongside him, the hard-nosed driver of the number 5, Mark Truxell. Starting behind them in the 7th position, driving the 42 machine, Brandon Puffenbarger. And the 86 here of Colt Ansley going to start there in your 8th spot. 9th spot, going to go to the number 20 of Shane Wood. And the guy who's starting right alongside him, rounding out your top 10, the 71 of Alan D. Freeze. The 11th starting spot here tonight, going to go to the 53 of Steve Murdoch. Justin Napier going to start right there, the 54 machine in 12th. 13th spot and rounding out our 13-car field on the 7th row, the 73 of Eric Spencer. So there's 13 drivers here tonight, Jared, and they're going to do battle all night long.
Absolutely, there. I'm expecting some great pack battles, some jostling around for positions. Should be a really good day of racing here. Let's get it started.
Yeah, lights on the pace car are out as we're pacing through turns 3 and 4 here for the final, or first and final time, hopefully here tonight from Daytona, or today. We're getting it right sooner or later as the sun is high noon here. Track temp tonight here at the drop of the green flag, going to be 83 degrees in Daytona. Though the track temp's pretty warm here tonight, I'm sure being strapped into the sim rigs, it's going to be a little bit warmer. But there, the pace car makes the left-hand turn, and we are green flag racing here with the Superior Car Auto Racing. Guys, presented tonight here by Mug Root Beer, and it looks like a great start by everybody. And there you see Mathis. He's going to jump up to the top side. He's going to grab the draft there with the 46 of Bradford, and they're going to go down into turn 1. Single file for the first 2 spots, and then it's on like Donkey Kong behind them.
As they work their way through 1 and 2, down the backstretch. Oh, the 42 dropping way down to the apron as they're single file right now. The 19, the 46, and the 56 round out your top 3.
Yeah, it looks like Brandon Puffenbarger wants to go to the back here. He doesn't want to mess around at the front of the field here as they single file out. Your first 6 drivers have single filed out here by the time they hit down into turn number 3. Back here, though, you see John Bellew, Mark Truxell. They are back here side by side battling for that 7th position. Leading lap number 1 there is going to be the number 19 of Chris Mathis. So lap number 1 for the season here in the books, and it goes to the number 19 of Chris Mathis.
Looks like the 88 of John Bellew and Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Eric Spencer, they dropped to the back. A little bit of strategy being played here early.
Yeah, it is a long race here as they go down the backstretch here for the second time. It is a long race as you see Bobby Hamilton Jr. back here with Bellew. Just kind of hanging back there, the 10th and 11th position for the time being. It looks like everybody is actually single filed out here from Daytona pretty early, trying to just get in a good rhythm around the super speedway.
Yeah, 100 laps is a long time. Definitely going to try and get in a rhythm here and maybe start working their way to the front.
Yeah, the 5 on Mark Truxell, though, he wants to go straight to the front of the field as he pops out of line, but nobody goes with the driver of the number 5. So right now, Mark's stuck to the outside all by himself here at Daytona. And if you don't have a dancing partner to the outside, you might drop like a rock. We're going to have to watch Mark as he is still stuck to the outside in that number 5 down the backstretch. And it is exactly what we thought. Mark is headed to the back of the field here like a rock.
Yeah, it looks like the 54 of Napier and the 71 of DeFreeze are going to try and pick him up, but I think it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, we have another driver popping out of line there. There's the 56 of Will Jones. He's going to drop to the outside and try and funnel his way to the back of the pack. So far, though, 3 laps in the books. Working lap number 4 here tonight. Very quick pace around Daytona. 46 seconds flat just about last time by. And looks like we might be a little bit racier now. But all 3 laps have been led by the pole sitter here tonight. Chris Mathis still leading the way, but there is a second lane starting to form.
Yeah, and that second lane is being led by the 42 of Brandon Puffenbarger, followed by the 73 of Eric Spencer as they're trying to work their way up to the front.
So it looks like they got that outside lane starting to form together. That's going to help the 5 of Mark Truxell, whether he wants it or not. He's going to get that draft, and they're actually going to form up. It looks like a 5 car just about trained to the outside lane. For the time being, it's going to be 3, but it could be 5 here by the time they work off corner number 2. So down the backstretch, they come thundering once again. Mathis still has the lead. He's still being pushed by Bradford and Wood. And now that outside lane, you start to see it really come to life. They are now up side by side there for the 3rd position.
Yeah, that outside lane really starting to come together as they come down the short chute. 42 look like he's going to try and get second from the 46 of Bradford as they come through the tri-oval.
As they come through the tri-oval, though, the 19 of Mathis still going to hold down the lead here on lap number 5, completed in the books. Here comes the 42. Puffenbarger wants to lead some laps here from Daytona. He wants to get the bonus points. Let's see if they come down the backstretch here once again. Still going to be side by side for that 2nd and 3rd position there. Mathis still has the lead down the backstretch. Into turn number 3 they go.
As they come through 3 and 4, it looks like the 46 is pulling on the 42 a little bit. See if he can get a run as they come down the short chute off of 4.
Out of turn number 4, that inside lane still looks to be hooked up a little bit better at the front of the pack, so it's going to be Mathis once again leading the way. Pretty good racing here from Daytona early on as we saw single file racing, probably, what was that, the 2nd to 3rd lap, and then all of a sudden Brandon Puffenbarger, who dropped to the back of the field like a rock early on from the inside lane, now elected to go to the outside, form the 2nd lane. Spencer has been sucked up right underneath him there with the 73 car, and they've been coming. They haven't really had any help there from the 5 of Mark Truxell, but they're making it work.
Definitely making it work. It'll be interesting to see if they can get nose to nose with the front group of those 5 cars behind them, catch up to them.
Just not able to get the toe for the time being off the top lane, so Mathis still same song and dance. He's leading the way here from Daytona. Top of your screen, there is your top 3. It's Mathis, Bradford, and Puffenbarger there out front. Somebody a little bit high that time through 1 and 2. That was the number 5 there of Mark Truxell. He hung onto that car, but now it actually looks like the outside lane has a little more cars up there than the inside lane. Maybe they can get some momentum now to the outside groove going around here.
As they work their way off of turn 4 down to the short chute, 42 getting a big run coming down through the tri-oval.
Yeah, they're just about side by side at the line. Puffenbarger still not able to get there just quite yet. Mathis still going to lead that lap. Question's going to be, can he hold them off and lead the first 10% of the race here for the next 2 laps, leading 10 laps so far? Well, not so far, but could he lead it?
Looks like that top line is starting to come apart a little bit, starting to fade. Interesting to see if they can get back together and work their way to the front again.
Yeah, there's the overhead shot we have here with our camera. There you can exactly see how close it is here at the front of the pack here. The 42 lost a little bit of momentum down going into turn number 3. Can he get it back coming off turn number 4? Big push there from the 46 of Bradford to Mathis back bumper. Mathis going to stay out front here, still leading the way at Daytona.
They work their way down towards into turn 1. And it looks like the 73 is going to try and poke his nose on the outside, maybe try and get a little cool air into that radiator. Probably starting to heat up, sticking behind the 42 there.
Yeah, I heard a lot of these cars were heating up in practice sessions over the week. and maybe only able to stay sucked up underneath somebody for about a lap or two before the gauges start to flash red. Oil temp, water temp, pegging. Here at Daytona, while we have a little bit of time, let's take a look here at the track facts for tonight. It's at the Daytona International Speedway. 4 turns the length here for the 1 lap. 2.48-mile track. 100 laps equals out to right around 248 miles we're going to do here this evening. Mathis, by the way, leading that lap once again, so 10 laps led for him. Track temp, though, that's the one we're going to have to keep an eye on here. Track temp right now, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Air temp sitting at a cool 72, but with the sun beating down on this racing surface, it's going to add heat to it, and heat to these motors is not what these drivers want to see here tonight. We do have a little bit of a breeze down the backstretch at a south-facing wind at 6 miles an hour, so that might give these guys a nice little tailwind down the backstretch. Get a couple more miles an hour out of these things.
As they come down to short shoot, the 42 of Puffenberger is trying to get around the 19 as they come down to the tri-oval. And the 19 of Curtis Mathis will lead that lap again.
Yeah, he leads the lap, but how long can he keep that car out front? That outside lane is inching ever so closer every lap to sneaking away a lap lead from the 19 of Mathis. Puffenberger really has a good pusher there by Eric Spencer. That's right behind him. And then it's going to be the 5 of Mark Truxell. That makes your 3 cars on the outside lane there, and they are formed together closer than the inside group. Mathis, Bradford, and Wood down there on the bottom. A little bit of separation between Wood and Bradford on the inside lane.
Yeah, that outside lane is really starting to get a charge. As they come down through the tri-oval, it's going to be, I believe, Mathis will lead another lap.
Yeah, about a half a car length there between Mathis and Puffenberger that time by. A little bit of a blinking issue for somebody towards mid-pack on the inside lane there. Not exactly sure who that was. It is iRacing, so sometimes there is a little bit of glitching. Remember, it's all internet-based racing here on the simulator platform for iRacing.com. Sometimes, if my connection's not good with your connection and it's not good with his, you might see a little puff of smoke out of somebody's car till their connection comes back. We call that a little bit of latency, a little bit of lag. But it all looks good down the backstretch. Here comes the 54 Napier to the outside there. He's trying to bring that CHP-sponsored Chevy Camaro to the front of the field, and he's going to look now to possibly make it 3 wide. Is he going to move the 5 there of Truxell out? No, he won't. He'll suck in behind him at the line. That time at the line, it's still going to be Mathis leading the way.
It looks like they're trying to go 3 wide as the 5 jumps out behind the 73 of Spencer. The 54 is Napier is going to try and go with him.
Yeah, just not able to make that 3rd lane work, but he's going to go down out there again here on the backstretch and see if he can get Napier to go with him for the time being. But every time Truxell kind of pokes the nose of the 5 out there to try and take it a little bit of 3 wide, or maybe he's even trying to just get a little bit of air to the nose of the number 5, and that allows that inside lane to start pulling away. Now Puffenberger is side by side once again with Shane Wood there.
Yeah, that outside line is starting to fall apart again. That inside line, there are 5 cars sucked front to back to each other. They're really getting a good run.
And there you see it once again going through turns 1 and 2. You see the 5 of Truxell all the way up against the wall, riding the 3rd lane around here from Daytona. And now, actually, look at that run coming off turn number 2. That Puffenberger gat there with Spencer tucked up underneath it. They're going to go side by side, door to door, down into turn number 3.
As they work their way through 3 and 4, the 73 poking his nose out, getting a little air again. That's really going to hurt their run as they come off of turn 4 down the short chute.
Every time they get there, they lose just a little bit of room to the leaders. That time by at the line again, 15 laps in the book, just like that in the blink of an eye. And that's the 86 there, the inside lane, the 4th car, the white machine. That is Colt Ansley, and he is the one that has a little bit of connection issue to the iRacing platform server. Hopefully that'll clear up a little bit, because that could get pretty dicey here from Daytona with somebody that you think is pushing you or you're pushing them, and next thing you know, they're gone, and then, oh boy, what would happen then?
Yeah, anything could happen then. That number 5 of Truxell, he keeps catching up to the lead pack, and then looks like he wants to take it 3 wide and then falls back.
Right now at the line, who's going to lead lap number 16? It's about to be in the books. The 19, Mathis, still leading the way. He has led from the drop of the green here.
Working their way through 1 and 2. It's still the 19 of Mathis, followed by the 46 of Bradford with the 42 of Pufferberger trying to get around him on the outside still.
Down the backstretch, though, hanging towards the back of the field here, Will Jones, Bobby Hamilton Jr., John Bellew, all of them drivers sitting there, 11th, 12th, and 13th, just hanging on to the tail of this draft. They don't want the draft to get away from them, but they also don't look like they want to go up there and try and put on the boxing gloves just yet. It is a long way, not even a quarter of the way through the Daytona race here, presented today by the Mug Root Beer Company. Always a great beverage choice when you come here to Daytona. Is actually now Pufferberger pokes his nose ahead of Mathis there for just a moment. The timing and scoring was trying to update, and it had the 42 out front by just a nose. But coming out of turn number 2, the 19 thunders back on the inside.
And as they come rip-roaring down the backstretch, they're still door-to-door as they come down the backstretch into turn 3.
Down into turn number 3, it looks like the 42 has the nose ahead, but they kind of get separated there. Spencer comes off the back bumper of the 42. That's going to break the momentum for the outside lane. Here comes the inside lane once again off turn number 4. I think the outside lane might have it this time at the line. It's going to be a dead heat. Mathis going to take back the lead just before. Actually, correction. iRacing going to tell me that the 42 of Pufferberger going to lead that lap.
The 42 of Pufferberger finally getting that lap led, but it was very short-lived as he is right now back to third, trying to work his way back to the front.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting battle there to the line to see who was going to lead the lap, that outside line. Now that you see the 5 of Truxell tucked up underneath the 73 of Spencer there, now the outside lane is starting to roll.
The outside lane's really starting to come into play here, as there's still side-by-side racing as they come through the trial bowl. It's going to be Pufferberger leading that lap. Nope, my bad. That would be Chris Mathis leading that lap.
As it gets tricky just by the splitter of that Toyota. It gets the call to the 19 machine of Mathis. Just like that, just by inches, just by centimeters. That happens just like that. And now look at that outside lane not formed up once again as the 42 of Pufferberger losing a little ground now to the inside. That Bass Pro Shop Tracker boats there, sucked up with the Hooters 46, have been rolling the inside here. Look at the 73 right up against the wall as he's trying to get some air to the front nose of that Camaro coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, I believe that outside line actually lost the person. The 5 of Troxel ducked down to the inside line and left a big gap, and they lost a lot of momentum. Still working their way through turns 1 and 2. That outside line still trying to get formed up and try to make a run on the inside line. And here comes the 42 Pufferberger on the outside going down the backstretch.
Yeah, that outside line doesn't have the 5 of Truxell no more. It's just a 3-car tandem, if you will, to the outside lane. 4 cars to the inside, 3 dancers on the outside. Who's going to have the momentum off turn number 4? The 42 looks like he's gaining a little bit here on that inside group because the inside line kind of deformed there for a moment. The 20 of Wood not sucked up underneath Bradford's back bumper anymore, so that allowed Pufferberger to start to really close the gap off turn number 4, but just did not have enough time.
Yeah, the inside line fell apart a little bit as the outside line fell apart at the same time, and they just couldn't get the run on them.
Side-by-side, door-to-door racing, nose to tail, down the backstretch. They go once again, thundering into turn number 3. It's still going to be the number 19 here, Chris Mathis, still leading the way here at Daytona. There's only been one other lap led, and that was by the 42 to the outside. That's Brandon Pufferberger, and he is still rip-roaring the outside, but now it looks like a lot of drivers electing to try and cool the jets, maybe try and cool down these machines, as now there's only 2 dancers on the outside lane. There is another one out there. I believe that is the 53. That is Steve Murdoch. But Murdoch not right now able to help out your top 2 drivers on the outside lane.
As we are working about about halfway through this fuel run. Should get about 40 laps on a green flag fuel run here. And yeah, that outside line is really falling apart as the 54 jumps into the front of the 42 of Pufferberger. He's going to lead this outside fuel.
Yeah, he goes to the outside to try and lead the outside lane, but then the 42 of Brandon Pufferberger, he jumps right to the inside lane, and he's going to leave that 54 machine hang to himself on the outside lane. Well, what do you say we hop on board with the 20 here of Wood and take a couple laps around Daytona here from inside the cockpit? As you saw a couple cars dive to the inside, your leaders are coming down pit road here from Daytona on lap 28. Your leaders, the inside lane, the whole inside lane, it looks like Mathis, Bradford, Wood, Bellew, and Bobby Hamilton coming down pit road. See Mathis, he's going to hit his pit box as everybody comes to a complete stop. That's going to leave out here on the track 8 drivers still leading the way here from Daytona. That could have been a little bit of a strategy play there, Jarrett. We guesstimated right around 35 to 40 laps for a lot of these drivers out on track. And now, here on lap 28, they could be playing it backwards. Oh, somebody is around. It looks like the 54 is turned around right at the front of the field here. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to be involved, but that might happen to bring out the first yellow of tonight. As he gets it pointed in the right direction, that puts us under our first yellow of this evening. Let's see if we can go back. You saw it happen live right in front of us. Let's see if we're going to be able to go back and catch that one on our camera angles here. Happened right at the front, coming off turn 4. You see just a little bit of a bump gone wrong there as he exited the corner, and that turned around Justin Napier. And he looks like he actually is going to be pretty good here. I don't believe there's too much damage on that 54 car. A little bit of a wrinkle to the rear spoiler, but I think he'll be able to carry on here just fine.
Yeah, that was great driving by him to get it back under control, and great driving by the pack to not hit him.
So you know who that's really going to benefit here? That's going to benefit the guys who just came down pit road, like Mathis and Bradford and Bellew. Because I believe they were all, including Wood and Hamilton, I believe they all got out there ahead of the pace car. So they're going to be able to come all the way back around the track here, take their time, and, well, maybe even grab a root beer or two here under this yellow.
Yeah, nothing more refreshing than a nice ice-cold mug root beer on a hot day like this.
Yeah, down here at Daytona, it's still the track temp for these drivers at 84 degrees. We didn't see too many drivers really starting to overheat much here, but here comes the rest of the gang down here pit road on lap number 30. The 86 of Ansley going to lead Truxell, along with Murdoch and Jones all down pit road. Puffenberger also coming down and getting his 4 fresh tires and a splash of fuel. So at the top of the screen, that's how the top 5 are going to line up here. The 5th place driver is going to be decided coming off pit road. We're sitting here and watch right now. It's showing Will Jones as he was the farthest pitted up driver there. As you see, there goes Colt Ansley. He's going to be the first one down and off pit road. Then it's going to be Mark Truxell. And it's a race to get to the end of pit road, though, but it's going to be Stephen Murdoch. Then it's Eric Spencer, Will Jones, Justin Napier, John Bellew also down pit road once again. It looks like Bobby Hamilton Jr. coming down with Brandon Puffenberger. They're going to top off the fuel tanks on those machines and bring them back out here onto the track.
Yeah, Roger, we were starting to talk about before that caution came out. Lap 28, they were coming in for green flag stops. That seems a little bit early. Going to be interesting to see how this strategy plays out.
Yeah, like we were saying, we did guesstimate right around 35 to 40 laps on a tank of fuel here, but that, you got to take into some factors. You got to, you got the draft, you got the guys who were out front, but you also could play this race backwards a little bit. You could shoot it at about 30 laps here on the first one, and then 2 pit from there. You'd take less fuel each time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, what these drivers decide to do.
Because it looks like we should get the 1 to go signal here at the line. Let's see if the lights in the pace car go out. I did not see him go out here. As yes, now the pace car lights here on the iRacing Mustang do go out, so we're going to line them back up. It's going to be Mathis to the inside here, just like the initial drop of the green. Mathis to the inside, David Bradford to the outside. Then it's going to be Shane Wood, Colton Ansley, Stephen Murdoch, Mark Truxell, Eric Spencer, Will Jones, Justin Napier, John Bellew, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Alan DeFries, and then Brandon Puffenberger going to round out your 13-car field here. Well, I hope everybody got their mug root beer here, because now we're going to go for the next segment of this race. Jared, you've seen a lot of good racing here. You've seen the outside lane be able to hold its own here in the early stages.
Yeah, I think both lanes are pretty much about even. It all comes down to who can get formed up better and stay nose to tail with everybody.
Well, now you saw who the dancing partners for the 19 and the 46 are going to be here, but how many other guys are going to be able to find friends? We're going to find that out here as they roll down the backstretch into turn number 3. Once again, well, we do like to thank everybody for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the Superior Class Auto Racing Group here tonight, presented by the Mug Root Beer Company. And man, you just keep talking about root beer. I could go for another one of them right now, maybe make an ice cream float or something here tonight, but I don't think they're going to let us eat ice cream here in the booth, as these boys are putting on one heck of a show, and they're about to turn them loose once again, waiting for the iRacing pace car to go ahead and make the left-hand turn down pit road. You see a couple guys single file at the back of the field. That's because they all elected to come down here and top off the tanks here before we went back green flag racing. Green flag in the air here on lap number 32. And it's going to be a good start once again at the front of the field here. But this time, the 20 here of Wood is not going to let Bradford down in front of him. It's going to be the 19 of Mathis leading us down here into turn number 1. Then it's going to be Wood and Bradford going to be stuck to the outside for the time being. Now he's going to find a hole sitting in third. Here comes the 5 of Mark Truxell, though. He's got a great head of steam. What's he going to do when he gets to the 46? He's going to go to the inside here. He's going to find a hole for himself. Now he takes the 46. He thought he was going to take the 20 there going down the backstretch. He wisely, though, elected to back out before turn number 3. It could have been a little bit of an issue there going below the yellow line here in turn 3.
Yeah, definitely could have caused some problems. They worked their way out of 4 down the short chute. The 46 of Bradford really trying to make a run to the front as they come to the tri-oval.
Yeah, so this is going to be the first lap we've seen here on the green flag, raising that the 46 of Bradford is not tucked up underneath that Tracker Boats number 19. And, well, it looks like we were able to make the lap without the 46 and the 19 together. How long, though, till we can see those two back together is going to be the question here.
Didn't look too long. It looked like the 19 was going to drift up in front of the
Somebody
46.
into the outside wall down the backstretch. Who is that? It looks like that was the 56. No, correction. That is the 53. Stephen Murdoch bouncing off the outside wall. We stayed green flag racing, but something just seemed out of whack there. Maybe he didn't know somebody was to the inside making contact with him. Sends the Murdoch machine to the outside, and now he looks like he might be in possible danger of losing the draft as Brandon Puffenberger is a whole second in front of him. And while looking at the mile per hour, it looks like Murdoch is actually 10 miles an hour slower coming down here into turn 1 with a bunch of damage on the right-hand side of that Chevrolet.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to help him out here, Roger. This high-speed track, aerodynamics is very important here. It looks like the 5 of Troxel is making a run on the outside as he goes around the 19 going down the backstretch from 3.
Yeah, we missed how Mark Truxell got his way, but look at the 46. Bradford going to duck him like I don't even know, but he's going to leave him to the outside lane here. The 46 going to go to the inside lane because now he has his buddy. It's just reversed. Mathis is now pushing the 46 of Bradford coming down here to the line. And now put Bradford out front here to lead a lap. So Bradford's led a lap, Napier's led a lap, Puffenberger, Ansley, and now Mathis has led 29 laps, now finds himself running their second fiddle to the 46 of Bradford.
And it looks like on the outside, the 5 of Troxel and the 86 of Ansley are trying to get that outside line wound up as the 54 of Napier goes to the outside too. They're going to try and get formed up here going down the backstretch.
Here comes Napier. He went around for a spin coming off turn number 4. You can still see a little bit of the damage there to that spoiler. It doesn't really seem to be affecting the handling there on that Camaro as he brings it to the outside lane. He's still got the 5 of Truxell up behind him now. Could those two drivers get nose to tail and start pushing their way on the outside lane to try and battle Bradford and Mathis, maybe even Wood? Those 3 drivers have just been working together like peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots indeed, Roger. The 54 and the 5 still trying to make that outside line work. They just have no help. Meanwhile, up front, the 46 and the 19 of Mathis are stuck together like glue as they come down the backstretch.
You and me stuck together like glue going down the road here from Daytona, trying to make the high line work, and here they come. Napier, Truxell to the outside by themselves. Now they're going to get a little bit of a dancing partner. Here comes Alan DeFries. He jumps out there. He's going to make it 3 cars to the outside. Everybody else down around the bottom. At the line, nobody can have anything for the time being for the 46 of Bradford. He leads another lap. Somebody down out of the way. I believe that was Murdoch actually going a lap down. For a moment, it looked like we might have had a big wiggle out of Stephen Murdoch's car, but it looks like he has used his fast repair here on lap 37 of the event. Goes 1 lap down, but he is the first car 1 lap down. But unfortunately for him, he's going to lose the draft once again.
Yeah, his day is definitely not going like he planned. As up front, that outside line is really starting to work with the 54 of Napier really pulling next to the 46 of Bradford as they come down the short chute in the tri-oval.
Yeah, here it comes, the outside lane, the 3-car train. Not going to get it done, though, at the line. Bradford going to lead another one. Mathis second at the line. Napier, though, shown in the 3rd spot. Truxell to the outside following Napier. He was shown 4th. Wood was 5th. That's your top 5 last time by at the line here on lap 37, now working 38. The laps are clicking pretty fast here. We're still putting in some really fast times here, even though we're 2x2 for the first 3 rows down the backstretch. And I believe Napier now has a nose of that Camaro out front as they go down into 3.
As they work their way through 3 and 4, Napier stuck his nose out there, but here comes the bottom line with David Bradford leading him to the tri-oval. It looks like he's going to need to lead another lap here at Daytona.
Yeah, something happened there in the outside lane coming out of turn number 4 down that little short chute there. The 5 of Truxell looks like he might have started to overheat a little bit. He had to poke the nose of that Camaro out from behind the 54 there of Napier, and that just kind of broke up all the momentum because the 71 of DeFries probably not ready for what was going to happen there on the outside lane. So look at all that ground the outside lane lost. They went from leading a lap on the outside all the way back there to being heads up for the 6th, 7th position. Lost a lot of ground that lap.
They lost a lot of ground, but they also gained a lot of that back as they came down the backstretch. As the 54 of Napier is almost even with the second place car of the 19 of Mathis as they come down the short chute.
Yeah, Mathis pushing his little heart there with that Bass Pro. Tracker Boats 19 to the inside lane there to the back bumper of that 46 Hooters car driven by Bradford. That time at the line, Bradford going to lead another one here. Almost halfway here, 10 laps before we hit the halfway marker in tonight's event.
They worked their way off the 2 down the backstretch. Looks like the 5 of Troxel had this peek his nose out, and they lost a little momentum as they come down the backstretch into 3.
Yeah, now I think the 5 might be a little too high to suck back in line there behind the 54, as actually the 71 of DeFries gives them a little bit of a break, but now the 4 cars to the inside are going to get around the 54, the 5, and the 71. What are they going to do now? Because they have a little bit of a gap that they could jump down in front of John Bellew. Right now you see the 54, he takes advantage of that. He goes to the bottom. He's going to suck in right behind the 86 of Colt Ansley. But now Ansley goes to the outside.
Hey, Ansley went to the outside. Looks like Napier was going to go with him, but now Napier dives to the inside, and he's going to take 4th away from the 86 of Ansley as they go through 1 and 2.
Yeah, a little bit of games being played there going down into the corner. Now it's going to be only the 5 of Mark Truxell, though, stuck to the outside all by himself. Look at everybody else lined up to the inside. Single file, nose to tail as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3.
They're working their way through 3 and 4. The 19 of Mathis peeking his nose out, trying to get a little cold air into that motor as the 86 jumps out to the outside as they come down the back as the short chute.
Yeah, that could have been a moment there. It looked like the 80 or the 71 there at DeFries wanted to go to the outside. Colt Ansley, though, jumped out in front of him, and then DeFries kind of dumped him like the ex-girlfriend. Look at the move from the inside to the outside. Once again, here comes the 73 of DeFries. He's going to jump up there behind Napier, and then there's Ansley. He's just going to fall back there. So 3 cars to the inside. It looks like everybody else for the time being right there kind of running we'll call it the outside groove for the time being.
Yeah, as the 2 cars of Napier and DeFries are really working that high line. It looks like the 86 is trying to get back up to him and push him to the front.
Yeah, a little bit of separation after the front 5 cars. They got a little 5-car breakaway for the time being. They're about 4, 5, 6 car lengths now. Back to you find the 6th place runner, but don't worry, he's still in the draft. Unlike, look a little bit farther behind this pack, though. There are 2 drivers that are nose to tail. That's the 73 of Eric Spencer and Brandon Puffenberg. Both those drivers, remember, in the first stage of the race here, were nose to tail, working the outside lane. Here, when we took the green flag after the yellow flag that was displayed here for the single car spin, they just kind of lost the draft here a little bit, and they just have not been able to break under the 2-second barrier to your leaders. These cars do punch a big hole, but they're not really running the bottom way around, as now you see that Puffenberger actually peeking the nose of the 42 out to the outside coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, they're really going to have to work together well if they want to try and catch this pack, the 2 of those cars.
Out front at the line, though, that time by new leader here once again. Justin Napier going to take that machine to the front, but Bradford says that is short-lived as we are nose to tail on the bottom. You guys have got a little bit of separation out in the top lane.
As they work their way down the backstretch, the 71 of DeFries really giving a shot to the 54 of Napier as they come down the backstretch into 3.
Not quite having enough momentum to the outside for the 2-car tandem of the 54 and the 71, because out of turn number 4, still leading the way here, unless That 54 gets a good run, and look, he does get a good run, but he's going to stall out there right around the second place at the line. Bradford gonna lead another one. That is 10 laps led now for the Hooters 46 machine. I believe that's the Hooters Spirits car down there.
I believe you are right, running that special Hooters paint job as the outside line has another guy, the 5 of Mark Troxel, trying to push them to the front.
Yeah, that 5 has been playing tap dancing with the outside lane all night long. He finds a dancer, and then his partner kind of leaves him. Right now, though, he has 2 dancers in front of him. He's got the 54 of Napier leading the outside charge with the 71 of Alan DeFries right behind him, pushing him, and then the caboose for the time being going to be the 5 of Truxell. That time at the line, though, that inside line just seems pretty dominant here tonight. The outside lane just can't, get formed up and stay there with your leaders.
Yeah, definitely can't stay formed up like the inside line. And it looks like the 73 and 42 have caught the back of his pack. They're really working well together, trying to work their way back to the front where they were.
Yeah, now it looks like they are within 1 second of your leaders. They are right at the tail end of the field. They have caught the back bumper of the 56 of Will Jones and Bobby Hamilton, who sit there running in the 9th and the 10th position. So 12 cars under a blanket here from Daytona, working lap 46 at the line. It looks like it's going to be Bradford once again leading the way.
As they work their way down towards turn 1, it looks like the 5 is catching back up to the 71 and the 54, because they're going to try and make a run through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they know the halfway point of the race is coming up here, and they want to be the first one to the line at the halfway point. Leader at the halfway point gets a nod and a salute and a nice mug root beer here tonight. Down the backstretch, it's going to be a dead heat, though, coming down here into turn 3 side by side for the lead. Looks like the inside lane just surges ahead a little bit, but that outside lane coming out of turn 4 usually gets a pretty solid run. We're going to have to keep an eye here on Justin Napier and see if he's able to pull the outside lane out of turn number 4. It doesn't look like they get quite the run that they have been, as Mark Truxell a little bit farther back off that back bumper.
Yeah, definitely couldn't get the run like they have been getting the last few laps. But he's going to try and get another run as they come into turn 1.
Down into turn 1, the outside lane still pushing as hard as it can, but the inside 4 just are working together like clockwork down there. It is still Mathis. It is Bradford, Mathis, Wood, and then Ansley to the inside. 4 dancers. It's just like watching water polo out there.
Yeah, it looks like that inside line is just starting to pull away from that outside line as they come down the short street into the tri-oval. Gonna have to see here if that outside lane gets pulled back up, make a run to the front.
Yeah, we've seen that outside lane deform a couple times, and then they come back stronger than ever and make the charge to the front. So don't be surprised if you see that happen. But something else I'm noticing is happening once again. The 73 is Spencer and the 42 of Puffenberger. Look at them. They have backed off the field once again. They are back to about a 2-second deficit to your leaders. This is something we've already seen them overcome once. The question is, though, how many times are they going to play with fire before something happens?
Yeah, you definitely can't play with fire here at Daytona or you will get burned.
Out of turn number 4 they come, though. Bradford still towing the inside lane. There comes the outside lane back with its charge again, but a little too late there that time at the line. Bradford now leading 15 laps here since we went back to green flag racing. That 46 has found his way to the point and now is setting the pace here. 1 lap before we get here to our halfway marker, who is going to lead at the halfway point here at Daytona for the season opener for the Superior Class Auto Racing, presented here tonight by Mug Root Beer.
It looked like from turns 1 and 2 that outside line had gotten formed back up, but then they scattered apart when they came off of turn 2.
So it looks like everybody single files out for the moment except the 5, Mark Truxell. He is just not willing to cooperate to the inside lane with everybody. At the line, though, David Bradford going to crack the top on a nice cold Mug Root Beer as we are halfway here in tonight's event here from Daytona.
As they work their way through 1 and 2, it looks like the 5 of Troxell is trying to make an outside line, but he has nobody to go with him, and he just falls back further. It looks like the 88 of Beaulieu is working his way by him.
And the 88 backs off just a little bit, and now you can actually see the 5 car there of Troxel. He's just kind of out there on an island all by himself. It looks like we're working up onto a lap down car. I believe that's going to be the 53 there. Stephen Murdoch right there at the bottom of the picture coming across the line, just out in front of your leaders by a little bit. And he's going to get swallowed up real quick by these 12 cars that are nose to tail right behind him.
Yeah, definitely no match for this pack that's roaring up behind him. On the outside, the 5 is still trying to make something work on the outside. He's almost by the 71 as they come off a 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, the 5 of Mark Truxell, though. Let's go on board real quick here. Down the backstretches. Now you see the 54 of Napier. He comes up and he jumps right in front. Now he's going to go back down. There's the 5 of Truxell. There's that lap down car there of Murdoch. He's going to be able to squeeze it through the middle there. And it looks like we will be A-OK around the lap down car there of Steve Murdoch, as Murdoch now is going to try and catch the draft and see if he can stick with these guys to stay right there, that if something would happen, he could get his lap back. Now actually showing 2 laps down, so he's going to need 2 issues here the rest of the way to get back onto the lead lap. Could earn 1 back the hard way, though.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need some help if he's going to do that. It looks like the 86 of Andrew is going to try and make a run on the outside as they come down the backstretch, and it doesn't look like he has anybody going with him.
Yeah, the 5 is still out there to the outside lane, but not close enough to help. So the 86 there of Ansley, he's going to side draft the 20 going down the backstretch. Now actually looking at me, drifts high, a little bit high, as that 19 car there of Mathis was trying to get a little nose to the front end of that 19. It's a Camry here, Jared.
Come on, Roger. Do you have something else brewing in that mud group here you got there?
I can't tell you right now, my friend, but at the line, what I can tell you is that Hooter Spirit car still leading the way here from Daytona, setting the pace. Now it looks like Ansley going to go up there. He's going to block the 5, going to force the 5 of Mark Truxell to try and give a shot to the back bumper as they come down the backstretch.
They work their way down the backstretch, and it looks like the 54 has lost the draft, but the 86 and 5 are trying to work that high line as they work their way into 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4. It's a 5-car little breakaway, but don't count out Napier just yet. He's still sitting right there, just a couple car lengths back. Maybe trying to cool down the car, get everything settled in, and then he's going to probably rip and roar to the outside because Mark Truxell is going to go to the inside of the 5. He's going to ditch the 86 to the outside lane and shuffle him backwards.
Yeah, the 86 getting hung out to drive, but he'll be able to fall back in line and stay in 5th place. It looks like there's a bit of a gap between 5th and 6th.
A little bit of a gap, could be just kind of guys trying to settle in. Still a long way left here from Daytona. Things could happen in the blink of an eye if you're not ready for it. But we also have green flag pit stops probably not too far out in the future.
Yeah, definitely working our way up to green flag pit stops in the next 3 or 4 laps, I'd say. It looks like the 5's still trying to work that outside line with the 86 now pushing him.
Yeah, the window's going to open here pretty soon for a lot of these drivers to come down pit road. The question is, are they going to be willing to come down and hope that something doesn't happen like it did, on the last go-round on green flag pit stops? We saw your front 4 guys be able to come down with no issue, but then it looked like the next group got a little bit squirrely trying to figure out who was going to take what direction down the pit road, and we had a car go around to bring out our only yellow flag of the race here. Good green flag ever since, so looking for those pit stops. It's still going to be, they still need one more pit stop after the next one here, so it's still a 2 pit stop race.
Yeah, definitely going to be fun to watch and see who comes out with what strategy and what works. As the 586 still not giving up on an outside lane, they're getting a run going down in turn 1.
Down into turn 1, it's still going to be the 46 and the 19 to the inside with the 20 of Wood in tow. But that outside lane, Truxell, Ansley not giving up on it. They've been out there and they are saying, somebody come help us. Just give us one more car to the outside. Let's go even up 3 for 3. And nobody is going to do it. That inside lane going to pull away down the backstretch once again. Now what is Mark Truxell going to do? Is he going to jump to the inside lane and get a little bit of a tow? He jumps down there for just a moment, but right back up out of the draft he goes all by himself. As now it looks like the 86 of Colt Ansley, he's just going to stay down there. Now he jets back out. A little bit of damage I didn't realize actually on the front nose of the 86 car there on the right front.
Yeah, I actually took notice of that too. Doesn't seem to be hurting him too bad though. They're trying that outside line again, coming through 1 and 2. And it looks like the 20 of Wood has lost the draft a little bit to the front runners as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, just a couple car lengths apart now. The 20 leads a little bit of gap. Look how actually beat up the front end of that number 20 is, as he's been back there riding about the third place car to the inside lane all race long. Look at all the chips that have come up onto that paint job. Now here comes your leaders. They're going to come down pit road here, and it looks like a bunch of them coming down pit road here. David Bradford going to lead the way here. Here comes Shane Wood, Chris Mathis, John Bellew, Bobby Hamilton coming down, Brandon Puffenberger coming down with Eric Spencer. So a whole slew of drivers coming down. That's going to leave 5 drivers out there as everybody else down pit road. Possibly 4 tires and a full tank of fuel here on lap 59. So that'll turn the lead over. Mark Truxell going to lead us down the backstretch. Cole Ansley second. Justin Napier is third. Alan DeFries is fourth, with Will Jones sitting there riding around at the tail of this one. Also looks like the 53 of Murdoch also out there, but I think he was the last car on the train when everybody kind of pulled over. He might just be in jeopardy of losing the draft, as now here comes everybody else. Actually, one driver staying out. Will Jones is going to stay out, but Mark Truxell leading everybody else down pit road here. So a bunch of different strategies being played here as we just over the halfway marker.
That's a bit of a bold strategy by Will Jones to stay out there by himself and not stay with the draft pack.
Yeah, because everybody else is down pit road. There you see somebody coming out of pit road, and actually is a little slow. I'm not sure who that quite was coming out there onto the backstretch, but Will Jones puts him a lap down. Looks like that was Eric Spencer. Something may have gone awry there with the 73 car. So out front, all by himself, no draft help, is Will Jones. Will he bring down the 56 to pit road this time by? And there it is, Will Jones hard on the brakes. He will come down pit road. But everybody else, look, that is an empty pit road. That's got to be a lonely feeling here for the 56 of Jones.
Yeah, on this big 2.5 mile super speedway, you definitely do not want to be alone on pit road.
Now we're going to see, once everything cycles through, who had a good pit stop, who kind of stepped on themselves here. We do know this for sure, though. Bradford is leading this pack of cars. It is a 4-car breakaway for the time being. It's Bradford, Mathis, Wood, and Bellew. Right behind them, though, it is Bobby Hamilton Jr., and then it is Justin Napier. They are a 2-car tandem because Mark Truxell is about a half second behind them. He's pulling around there. It looks like he's in the 7th running position.
I believe this is the highest up that the 88 has been all race. He's just been lurking back there mid-pack, just trying to stay with the group and just watching the action up front.
There is Will Jones. He comes out of pit road, but he is about 20 miles an hour slower than everybody that's actually coming around him. It's going to be hard for Will Jones to kind of attach on to somebody right now, but I believe he might be able to catch a draft here with Mark Truxell, because Truxell is also out of the draft and doesn't have anybody to dance with. As there you do see the 5 now ducked down behind Will Jones. He's going to give a push to the back bumper there with the 56 as they come down the short chute at the line. Everything is cycled through now. Now Bradford is established as the leader. Mathis is second. Wood is third. Bellew there is in fourth. Hamilton is sitting in fifth, and Napier is sixth. There's your 6 guys that are still here out front that have the draft. Then it's Jones and the Truxell. They are 2 seconds behind the leader, 1.5 seconds behind the tail of the field there with Justin Napier. Brandon Puffenberger, something happened to him. He's back here running 9th. And I believe that is Stephen Murdoch, actually, that is rolling around there with the 42 car. That's a 2-car tandem, not a battle for position. Colt Ansley, something happened to him. It looks like he had about a 15-second pit road longer than anybody else. And I think the 71 of DeFries had a pit road penalty. And so did Eric Spencer. So that is showing a couple guys kind of spread out through the field here from Daytona. Their nights could be over if we don't get a yellow flag.
Yeah, I believe the 86 of Cole Ansley slid through his pit box. That's what really hurt him on pit road.
So anything can happen here from Daytona, and now you see it, the 5 and the 56 of Jones and Napier. Or sorry, Truxell to the outside. They have caught this front draft, so it is going to be 8 cars in the front draft here from Daytona. Still going to need another green flag pit stop here if we go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, the drama is still not over on pit road. Anything still left to happen as they come down the short chute in the turn 1, and the 56 and the 5 are trying to get that outside line rolling. Yeah,
it seems that is where the 5 of Truxell really likes to drive. I'd wonder what would happen if we put him to the inside lane. Do you think he'd still be able to make a left-hand turn here around Daytona?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to find out this race. He really likes that outside.
You know what I really think it is? He might be out there driving around the outside lane, one-handed, drinking a mug root beer in the other.
You know what? That is very possible. But right now, they are really rolling on that outside as the 56 is challenging the 46 for the lead coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, not going to have the momentum, though, at the line. Bradford still going to lead the way, but now it's a 3-car train to the outside. Napier, Truxell, and then Jones all out there. So that strategy that was played by Will Jones doesn't really seem to have hurt him at all, because he's just pulling the outside lane now around here in the lead pack.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like a smart man for pulling that strategy off. As it looks like he's almost going to challenge for the lead coming down the backstretch to the 3.
Yeah, has the nose of that 56 Under Armour Camaro out front by the splitter, but here comes the inside lane. The 19, the 46 working together like clockwork still has the 20 of Wood. There, those 3 drivers have not left each other all night long. I'm starting to think they're in a relationship.
Well, we'll see how strong that relationship is when it comes down to 10 or 5 to go.
Yeah, right now, though, is a pretty good alliance. We are working up onto a lap car. That is going to be the 73 of Eric Spencer. Is looking for a moment like the 19 was going to go to the outside of the 46, but maybe just a little bit of a tight car that time off turn number 2.
As they work their way down the backstretch into 3, it looks like the outside line is really losing momentum. It looks like the 88 and the 25 are starting to work together and trying to catch up to that inside line.
Yeah, that 88 and the 25 have been nose to tail actually all race long. Kind of hovering about mid-pack, back-pack, just trying to log the lap, save it. These guys do have a quick repair, but I don't believe anybody has actually used their quick repair here tonight.
Working their way through 1 and 2, the top lines, trying to get a little momentum as they come off the 2. And it looks like he's going to be door-to-door with the 19 as they come down the backstretch, challenging for the lead going into 3.
Yeah, 2-car tandem to the outside, 2 dancers trying to take on that powerhouse to the inside. There, though, at the entry to turn 3, it looks like the 5 of Truxell just kind of lifted off the throttle there. And that just really breaks up the outside lane. Maybe he was starting to overheat a little too much in that 5.
Yeah, definitely put a big gap between him and the 56 of Will Jones. And that inside line is just going to freight train them as they go into 1.
Still 8 dancers here in the front pack. Just an update. There is the 42 of Brandon Puffenbarger. He is back here running in the 9th position, but he is 16.5 seconds behind your lead pack. And actually, it looks like Murdoch wants to try and race him down the backstretch here as he's a little bit to the outside. Colt Ansley, though, sitting back here 20.5 seconds behind the back bumper of Brandon Puffenbarger, and then it's another 37.5 seconds, give or take, here on the timing and scoring, because he has no drafting partner. It's just kind of falling like a rock here on the timing and scoring. The Colt Ansley sitting 10th, 39 seconds now behind your lead group. And the 71 of Alan DeFries trying to stay on the lead lap as he is working the outside lane, because look at your leaders. They are all nose to tail as they snake down the backstretch as the 5 peeks out once again.
And as they work their way into turn 3, the 5 still trying to make that outside line work. And now the 71 jumps out in front of them And if he's going to go a lap down here to the pack, it's not going to be any help for the 5 as they come down the short chute.
Yeah, looking at the 71 as the leaders or I shouldn't say they did swallow him up real quick as he was to the outside lane, but I think he's going to be able to catch the draft here. There's a little bit of damage on the 71 there of DeFries's back bumper, and a little bit of a wing damage also. It doesn't seem to affect him too much when he's in the draft, but when he's by himself or trying to pull the train, there might be a little bit of a momentum loss there in that car.
You know, Roger, I have taken notice that the 86 of Ansley has a lot of front end damage, and the 73 of Spencer has a lot of damage too, especially to that rear spoiler. I wonder if there was a little contact as they came down pit road.
Might have been some contact that we didn't see quite happen there, but something that I did notice, the 73 of Eric Spencer did come down pit road. You saw him down in the apron last time by through turns 1 and 2 there. I believe he has now put his cards down on the table here tonight as he has made his bed. That was the last pit stop that you're going to see the 73 of Eric Spencer come down and make.
Yeah, I think he uses quick repair because last time I looked at him, he had a lot of damage to that rear spoiler, and now it seems to be in good shape. But he's got a lot of work to do. In
good shape, but he is 25 miles an hour just about down the backstretch by himself, slower than your leaders who are going 198 miles an hour down into turn number 3. 196 miles an hour coming out of turn number 4, so that just shows you how fast these cars are rolling here around Daytona here tonight. And just a handful of laps still left. He missed one. 29 laps left that time by at the line. And you still have, for those 8 drivers, Bradford, Mathis, Wood, all you, Truxell, Hamilton, Jones, and Napier here in your front pack to try and decide this one. But green flag pit stops are on the horizon. They are looming. These drivers know they are in the window now that they can go the rest of the way on fuel. The question is, though, when are you willing to step out, and who are you going with down pit road?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of communication over the radio to see who's going to go with who. As the 5 of Troxel is trying to get that outside line going again, and now he has 4 cars behind him as they come down through the trial.
Down through the trial. It's probably the most cars we've seen in a long time to the outside lane here, trying to come to the front. 4 dancers on the outside lane. 3 dancers to the inside lane. It's still the 46 of Bradford, and then Mathis. And then it's Wood still toting the inside lane. Wood pushing the back bumper of the 19 right back up to the 46 Hooters machine as they go down the backstretch. Now it's 4 cars to the inside and only 2 lined up on the outside nose to tail. The 88 there of John is trying to find his way back into the draft as him and Bobby Hamilton, for the moment, it looks like they kind of threw the parachute out the back and elected to try and back out of your lead pack here. Maybe trying to decide if they want to come down pit road together because they've been working together all night long. Do they want to come down now and leave the lead pack, or do they want to wait until that inside lane decides they want to peel off? Because, damn, look at that number 5. He's getting a good push by Will Jones. That's going to push Truxell to the lead here through 1 and 2. Can he hold it, though, coming off corner number 2 down the backstretch?
And as they come down the backstretch, it looks like the 46 is gonna, the 5 is starting to nose in front of them as they come down towards turn 3. They're door to door as they come into 3.
Yeah, it looks like the 5 of Truxell had the nose in front, but here comes the 46. He has the shortest distance around the track. The 56 just not able to stay tucked up underneath the 5. Coming out of turn number 4, looks like that 46 is out front once again here at Daytona.
They come through the trial oval. It looks like we got 3 cars now up there. Oh, now the 56 of Jones ducks down into the low line, leaving the 5 and the 54 hung out to dry on the outside.
Could be a little bit of a strategy play by the 56 of Will Jones in that Under Armour 56. Now he finds himself to the inside, not able to clear the 5 of Truxell to the outside. Don't think for too long that the 56 of Will Jones is going to be content riding around the inside lane. He wants to try and pull the outside lane around here at Daytona. Going to be getting the signal here. Going to be 25 laps to go this time by out of turn number 4. Single file for your first 3 spots. Bradford going to lead us back to the line here and get that 25 to go signal.
As they come down through the trial and the short chute down to turn 1, they're still single file for the first 4 positions. And then you have the 5 of Troxell and the 54 of Napier still trying to work that outside line. They just have no help.
No help for the outside lane. Down the backstretch you come. You see a couple guys trying to peek their noses out, trying to get a little bit of air to the front nose of their cars. Down the backstretch they go.
It looks like the 19 peeking his nose out, maybe trying to get a little air, pull that engine down as they come off of turn 4.
Yeah, nobody ducking down into pit road this time by, so the only one that made his final pit stop was the 73 of Eric Spencer. He made his pit stop 6 laps ago and used a quick repair to see if he could try and catch the draft, but your leader snuck around him too quick with the pace that they are running. It does look like, though, Eric Spencer did catch a dancing partner. He found the 42 of Brandon Puffenberger, and also I believe that is the lap car still of Stephen Murdoch sitting right there, so 3-car train, but Murdoch is 2 laps down, and actually so is that 73 there of Eric Spencer. So that is a battle for position. That is the 12th and the 13th position on track, battling 2 laps down.
It looks like the 71 of DeFries has jumped to the outside, trying to get his lap back the hard way as they come down the short chute in the tri-oval. It doesn't look like they'll get past the 20 though if they come to the start-finish line.
Can't really blame Alan DeFries. Wants to get the lap back. Doesn't want to get the wave around. Just wants to get his lap back. If something were to happen here in the late going, he wouldn't have to be worried about being caught up in it if he was just out front pulling the train around the last car to the lead lap. But right now finds himself still the first car, 1 lap down. Still nose to tail is that 71, though. He has the 5 of Traxel back there pushing him down into turn number 3. And actually, they got a great run, but the 5 comes off the 71's bumper down in the middle of the corner. That's going to break the momentum that they both had this time by, though. Who is going to take the challenge? Is anybody going down pit road? None of your leaders are coming down here at the line, though. Still going to be David Bradford out front, leading the way. He has now led 41 laps here tonight. Mathis is the only other driver into the double digits. He runs in the 2nd position there on the inside lane, and he has led 29 laps. The only driver that's sitting on that inside lane that has yet to lead a lap is the number 20 of Wood, and I'm sure 20 for 20, he would do anything for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I was hearing around practice today, but the 46 and the 19 have really been dominating this race, start to finish. It'll be interesting as we come down for 20 laps to go if that partnership still continues to work.
The longer these guys run out there, the more fuel they're going to have to pack into these cars. The question is, Bradford's been out front since we went back green flag racing. How much fuel is Bradford going to need compared to, say, Chris Mathis or Shane Wood?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have my calculator out to calculate the fuel mileage, but I was wondering if they stay out long enough, if they could just do a 2-tire stop and not have to add so much fuel and maybe play a little strategy here.
Well, taking a peek at what Eric Spencer did when he came down pit road, it looks like he spent 7.1 seconds in his box, so I believe that may have just been a fuel only, and I believe, here we go, here comes the 5. Mark Truxell going to peek out a line out of turn number 4. He's going to bring the 5 down here. He's going to, let's follow the 5 and see what he does coming down pit road here as he's getting down here to the 65 miles an hour. It's pit road speed here from Daytona. It's a long pit road. There you see it starting to count down into his box. Now he has found his box. It looks like a clean entry. Maybe a little bit of slow entry. I don't see the right side tires going up on the number 5. It looks like a fuel-only stop here for Mark Truxell with 20 to go.
Fuel only for Truxell. Meanwhile, the 46, the 19, and the 20 continue to lead this race as they come out of turn 4. We'll see if anybody will take pit stops. No takers on pit road.
No takers coming out of your front pack here, so they're still going to circulate. Where is the 5 of Truxell, you ask? There he is. He's coming down out of turn number 2. Oh, he is sideways down there on the apron. He had to check up. That 5 car was completely sideways. As you can hear your leaders, they are all single file coming out of turn number 2 as the 5 comes now onto the backstretch. He is going at the time of entry to the backstretch 30 miles an hour slower than your leaders as he goes straight to the outside. He knows he doesn't want to be wrapped up in anything that's about to be coming from behind him. There's your leaders. They're going to roll right along the bottom groove here from Daytona.
And I think Troxel might be okay. He might be able to catch the draft here and stay with his lead pack and wait till they drive down to pit road and try and get his lap back.
And we missed it, but the 54, Justin Napier, also coming down pit road and deploying that strategy, as he is now working his way. It looks like fuel only for the 54, a Napier also, but it looks like he has a little bit of a cleaner entry back onto the racing surface. There's the leaders. They are still coming, but a good entry by the 54, Justin Napier. Does look like, though, the 5 of Mark Truxell was able to find his way in line here with these guys, so he won't lose too much ground. I believe Alan DeFries also came down pit road. There he is coming back out on to the track. He has shown 2 laps down, and I think he's got a little more damage than he would like. I see a little left front damage now on that 71 car.
Yeah, definitely not the day that Alan DeFries wanted here at Daytona. Meanwhile, out front, they are still single file with the 46 leading this pack down into turn 1.
As they go down there, coming out of turn number 2 now, there is that lap down machine, the 54 of Justin Napier. He goes a lap down, but just like the 5 of Mark Truxell, should be able to latch onto the back of this group here. And if he stays right there with this lead group, when they pit, he might be able to leapfrog and do exactly what they just did to him. You know, now the 5 and the 54, they are done with their pit stops here tonight. They will no longer need to come down for fuel nor tires here from Daytona.
As the laps continue to wind down, still no takers by the leaders for pit road. You gotta wonder how much longer they can stay out there.
Showing on the timing and scoring, it looks like they've been out there for, I could be wrong, but is it right around the 26, 27 lap marker for themselves? The farthest we've seen anybody actually stretching here tonight has been 30 laps, so possibly with 10 to go, you could see your leaders down pit road. The question's still in the back of everybody's mind, though. How much fuel does that 46 of David Bradford have left in the tank, and how much fuel does he need to go the rest of the way? When he comes down pit road, he's been out front pulling that line. He's going to need to take more than the rest of your leaders. Will they leave him sit on pit road?
When they come through the trial, it looks like the 5 of Troxel and the 54 of Napier are trying to get their lap back the hard way as they're making a run on the outside going down to turn 1.
Yeah, they must know that they have enough fuel to go the rest of the way. They have enough fuel to go up there and run the high line. Remember, we have only seen the 5 of Mark Truxell down there on the inside lane. Maybe, the 2 laps that he came out here and rode around the back of this pack? Every other lap, he's just been to the outside.
Yeah, he has definitely been rim riding the outside of this Daytona track, and it has been working for him. He's been in the top 5 most of the night.
Yeah, your leader's still here on lap number 15, not coming down. The man who I think might be in the catbird seat, with the 2 guys who might be in the catbird seat, that's the 88 there of John Beaulieu, and I believe the 25 of Bobby Hamilton. They have just been back here at the tail of the field, riding around. And if you know anything about plate racing, if you're back there in mid-pack or riding around at the back, you don't have to be full throttle in these cars. You can be about 75% throttle, maybe even be a little risky and go down to the 60, 65% throttle, and you are saving a ton of fuel every lap, just kind of riding back there, hanging out.
Yeah, these drivers definitely have all different kinds of strategies. See which one comes to play out here, and still the leaders go flying by pit road down to the start-finish line for yet another lap complete.
The last time by, it looks like the 42 here of Brandon Puffenberger did come down pit road, and I think he had somebody come with, and that was the 53 of Murdoch. Both those 2 drivers coming down pit road together, and they're going to pick up that 86 of Colt Ansley, and actually that's a battle for position, the 42 and the 86. The 42 looks like he's going to be passed up by the 2 for the time being, but he'll be able to get right back in line with those drivers. Still single file for your leaders, though. Those 2 outside cars up here in the lead pack, they are laps down right now, trying to get their laps back the hard way. And here comes your leaders. They are all headed down towards pit road.
As they really span out, coming down pit road as they all get woed down. I'm sure they're all going to not take tires and just fuel only on these stops.
Yeah, so your top 6 drivers making their final pit stop here Everybody's got to mind their P's and Q's, hit their box just perfectly. The 19 comes to a rest. It looks like actually perfect for everybody. I think the 20 right side tires going up on a lot of these cars. The 56, the 20, and the 19 all taking right side tires. The 88 and the 25 are down and away. Here comes the 19 now. He's down and away. So there was the answer. Remember, we were talking about, did the 88 and the 25 save a little bit less fuel? Oh, is the 88 almost spins it coming off pit road. He is sideways. Bobby Hamilton's going to go right around the inside here on the inside groove here. All right, on the apron. He's going to go around him. Now the 19 of Mathis, he's going to go around the outside of the 88. Now the 19 is going to work to the back bumper of the 25. What's he going to do? It's going to be a drag race down the backstretch here.
I've never seen racing like that on the apron. 3 passes on the apron coming off pit road as they come down the backstretch. Hamilton leading the 19 as they come into 3.
Yeah, well, when it's time to go, you can use any part of the racing surface you want, I guess, here on the iRacing platform. Bobby Hamilton made a pass to the inside. You saw Chris Mathis make a pass to the outside. Now what I'm noticing, though, is everybody's a little bit strung out. There's no dancers with the 19 here at Chris Mathis. As Bobby Hamilton crosses the line, he gets 11 to go. He marks his name into the record book here at Daytona. It is a 3-car breakaway at the front of this pack. The 25 of Hamilton, the 19 of Mathis, then it's the 88 of Beaulieu up here. Will Jones kind of stuck in the no man's land. He's just too far back, over a second and a half back from your leader. And then it's about a half a second back from Will Jones to the 46 there of David Bradford. Just different strategies, guys needing different amounts of fuel here at the end of this race from Daytona, and it is showing. Then it's a whole 6 seconds back till you can find the 5 of Mark Truxell. He's got Justin Napier tucked up underneath him, and then I believe that's the 73 of Eric Spencer. So that could be a 3-car tandem. If they could get nose to tail, they still got 10 laps to try and run down your top 5.
Yeah, you know the 5 of Mark Troxel is really trying hard because he's trying something he hasn't done all night, and that's run the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, hasn't run the bottom, but I'm looking at your leaders here, and the 19 of Chris Mathis is kind of in a, I don't want to say a situation that he hasn't found himself in, as look how close these guys are. Your top 3 are literally inches apart going down the backstretch. The 25 was getting a great shove by the 19, but look at those top 3. Jarrett, there is not a single person in the top 3 that has been helping the 19 of Chris Mathis all night long.
No, he is definitely in a sandwich with 2 people that he's not very familiar with racing here tonight. Going to be interesting to see how nice they play with each other with 9 laps to go.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. They have a couple of lap cars out in front of them. That is the 86 of Ansley. He is out in front of this leaders, and I believe that is also the 53 of Murdoch. They're out there, and that is the 73 of Eric Spencer. So 3 lap cars right out in front of your leaders. They could play a little bit of a spoiler here tonight. As there's a big move, your leaders are actually going to spread the middle here, and is the 88 going to get stuck to the bottom because the 19 is pushing the 25 around all the lap cars. 3 wide in the tri-oval. Here comes the 88. He's going to leapfrog the 86 to the inside, but still nose to tail. That time at the line, I believe it was still the 25 of Bobby Hamilton at the line.
Yeah, you are right, Roger. Bobby Hamilton's still leading that lap as the 88 was basically all by himself running the bottom, and now looks like he's going to hang the 19 out to dry on the high line.
Yeah, but now that these leaders are battling side by side, it allowed those lap down cars, the 86 of Colt Ansley, to kind of get in line here. And actually, I believe I called that as the 73 of Eric Spencer, but that is actually the 42 of Brandon Puffenberger here and the 53 of Steve Murdoch. So it's going to be 6 cars here, and 3 of them are lap down cars, 3 of them are your leaders, and Colt Ansley going to separate your top 2 from the 3rd place run of the 19 there of Mathis. 7 laps to go here from Daytona, and what a wild finish it's gearing up to be.
Absolutely, as the 19 looked like he was going to try the outside, but the 86 stayed to the inside. He knew he had no help on the outside as they come down the backstretch. And
a big block there coming out of turn number 2. The 86 of Colt Ansley was blocking the number 19 coming out of turn 2. And the 19 looked like he was going to go straight to the apron to work his way around. And now here comes that lap down car. Colt Ansley really playing havoc with the 19 of Chris Mathis here at the end.
Yeah, I'm sure the 19 is not happy with him right now. really hurting his chances to get to the front. But he's holding his own on the outside. It looks like he's going to sneak in behind the 86 as they come down the short chute down towards turn 1.
Yeah, Chris Mathis not too happy right now. You can tell by his driving technique, as now he's going to go to the back bumper of the 86. And, oh, he had a moment where he might have been able to look at these guys. They're really pushing the 86s sideways. The 19 turns the 86 of Colt Ansley down the backstretch. He has turned off the track, and now he is completely stopped down there to the inside on the apron. So the 19 of Mathis not happy with Colt Ansley and shows his displeasure coming out of turn number 2.
But right now, he has to put that behind him and try and work his way to the front. He's got a little bit of front end damage there, Roger. He's got a lot of front end damage from that little accident there with the 86. That's really going to hurt him if he tries to make his way to the front.
Yeah, if he pulls out right now, Chris Mathis with a lot of that front end damage, that car most likely will not be able to pull a line. He may have just made his bet as a third-place car here. We're going to find out in just under 5 laps. 4.5 laps left here from Daytona, and boy, things are really getting wild. Chris Mathis led 29 laps here to begin the event, and then kind of got stuck behind his teammate David Bradford. Now he's stuck behind 2 guys who kind of were out there riding around at the back of the pack. Now the 19 is going to jet out of line here in turn number 4, but he will not have a run. He doesn't have any dancers to go with him. The 19 is going to have to go right back in line. Bobby Hamilton crosses the line. Going to see 4 fingers in the air. 4 more laps around this big 2.5-mile super speedway from Daytona.
They work their way through off of turn 2. I think the 19's best bet is the 42 to get next to him or right behind him and try and push him to the front, but he's got a lot of front end damage. I don't know how well it's going to work.
Yeah, the 42 of Brandon Puffenberger just kind of hanging out back here with Steven Murdoch. They're not really in the battle. They don't have anything to battle for. The question is, though, they could play spoiler here yet tonight and push somebody to the win. Whether it's Hamilton, who's leading the way here, he's going to see 3 fingers in the air this time. 3 more laps to go here from Daytona. John Beaulieu just kind of sitting there in second, riding behind the 25 of Hamilton as they go down into turn number 1. Now you see that 42 up underneath the 19.
The 42 trying to push the 19 to the front on the outside, but I think that front end damage is really going to hurt the 19 being the lead car. And as he's almost side by side with Hamilton Jr. as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, but how much is the 42 really laying on the back bumper of the 19? You see him separate there down into turn number 3. Could the 42 be pushing his little life away? But that damage, I'm still thinking the damage to the 19 is going to hurt his chances here at the end of this one. 2 laps to go. You're going to see the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here from Daytona, and it's Hamilton in a dead heat. There is the 19. He is still able to hold strong. I'm being pretty surprised here that the 19 of Mathis able to hold his ground to the outside.
Yeah, definitely the surprise of the race right now. And it looks like is that the 53? The 53 of Murdoch might be trying to make it a 3-car top lane. That might help the 19 get to the front as they come down the backstretch into 3.
Down the backstretch, just over 3 miles left here from Daytona International Speedway. Out of turn number 4, they're going to come. They're going to come out of 4 side by side for the lead. Still 3 cars to the outside. One of them's damaged with a bunch of nose damage. And actually, I think at the line, it's going to be actually Chris Mathis. He is going to take the white flag here from Daytona and a chance to win. Oh, sideways, your leaders. Your leaders are wrecking here from Daytona. All 3 of your leaders, Mathis, Beaulieu, Hamilton, all go around. Hard contact for the 19. Where is Mark Truxell's going to be the question. Truxell's going to come by. He is now your new leader. Justin Napier in tow. He's going to have the draft of the 5 as they work down the backstretch off turn number 2 for the final time. Your leaders making contact going around. They are out of the event. No longer in the running here to win from Daytona. Having a big move down into turn number 3. Here comes the 54. Justin Napier going to pull the move on the 5 of Truxell. He's going to take the lead. Who's going to win it, though? It's going to be a drag race back to the finish because here comes the 5. Mark Truxell back up underneath the 54 of Napier. He's going to go to the inside. He has the inside room at the line. Wow. Wow. Mark Truxell wins by .008 here at the line over Justin Napier.
Wow, wow, and wow. We said it at the beginning of the show, Roger, Daytona does not disappoint. You cannot write a better finish tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Will Jones is going to come home in third. And I think fourth place is going to be Bobby Hamilton Jr. Disappointed night here, probably for Bobby Hamilton. Finishes fourth. John Ballew comes home there in your fifth spot. And then it's going to be Wood, I believe, as he is coming across the line right now. 20 for 20, actually. And somewhere in there is going to be David Bradford. He is shown in your seventh position with the Hooter Spirit Car. All sorts of tore up. And how about the man who's probably really disappointed? Chris Mathis looked like he might have been in the catbird seat with a bunch of damage on that Bass Pro. 19 comes home in the 8th position. Brandon Puffenberger comes home 9th. Eric Spencer is shown in 10th. Colt Ansley going to come home 11th. Steve Murdoch in your 12th position. And Alan DeFries comes home in your 13th spot. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. 100 laps here from Daytona. One yellow flag being displayed in the early going. Mark Truxell wins here in a wild one. Justin Napier, though, comes home in your second position. Will Jones ends up coming home third. You said it. You can't script it any better than that. And before we even ruin the script here, let's go see if we can actually get a word in with a couple of these drivers. We'll be right back here from Daytona for the Superior Class Auto Racing race from Daytona here tonight, presented by Mug Root Beer. Well, race fans, welcome back here to Daytona International. It was the drop of the green flag that got us ready here tonight from Daytona, and it did not disappoint all the way from the drop of the green all the way to the finish here tonight. What an amazing race. Only one caution flag coming out for a single car spin off turn number 4 as we were getting ready for green flag pit stops. And then a wild, dramatic finish as we cross the line side by side for the win, or for the white flag coming for the win. Your leaders getting wrapped up in it, and then guys who thought they probably had no chance of winning here from Daytona after those last green flag pit stops come across the line side by side for the win, being separated by literally not even the splitter on their cars. Let's see if we can get a word in with the guy who finishes third here tonight, Will Jones. It looked like you were out of the things coming to get the white flag, and all of a sudden you found yourself in contention.
It's Daytona, man. Things like that happen. You just got to be patient, and you never know what hand you're going to be dealt. Yeah, I did think I was out of it. I started working with David there, trying to catch that front pack, and they had 3 cars, and then they caught some lap cars, so we were falling back. We were losing time to them. But yeah, they had a little bit of trouble up at the front, and I was able to squeak by it and come home with the third.
Yeah, third place finish, though, after you thought things were going to be a little bit gloom, maybe only a top 5 going to be able to sneak out of here from Daytona. But a third place finish to start the year, not too shabby for things.
Yeah, I'll take a third any day at Daytona because I normally struggle here. Don't usually get caught up in a wreck or something like that. But yeah, I'll take a Daytona finish third any day of the week.
Absolutely. It was a good run here for yourself and that Under Armour 56. Before we step away from you, is there any sponsors you got to thank that helps you here today from Daytona?
No, I don't have any sponsors. I just like Under Armour, but I like to give a big shout out to Bobby and David for which I'm part of it too. But for they've put a lot of groundwork to get this league off and going, and I'm looking forward to the season. I think it's going to be real exciting. And thank y'all for your broadcasting. I've heard a lot about you. I've heard y'all do a real good job, but we appreciate y'all coming on board.
Yeah, it was one heck of a race here from Daytona. You put in a good showing yourself. You're going to leave tonight here, third in the points. Congratulations on your third place finish. We've also caught up with our runner-up finisher here tonight, Justin Napier. Justin, where did you come from there on that white flag, the battle with Mark Truxell coming out of turn number 4?
Well, me and Mark are good friends and been working together for a long time now, and I was like, I'm gonna push you to the win, Mark. And then I hit that front straightaway. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna race him for it. And I thought I had him. I threw a block. He got right under me, and just out of respect for Mark, I was like, I'm not gonna finish this, sideways. So we decided to drag race it to the finish. And I thought I had it until I looked down at the stats, and Mark beat me. And I was like, well, I was kind of yelling at Mark. I was like, man, why'd you have to beat me, man? Come on, and. Then I realized, I was like, good job, man. That was well deserved. He ran up front all night long. I felt like I was pretty consistent. I had a little bit of damage from that self spin, and it was just a great night tonight. No cautions, a lot of good racing. I knew they were going to get aggressive at the end. We made a gamble run, and it did not pay off. I mean, we were like 8 seconds behind the leader. And we were like, okay, well, we'll take a top 10 if we catch David and Will, which we did. We might be able to score us top 5, and then saw the leaders wrecking, and we're like, all right, just stay next to the wall, and if we don't hit anybody, we might have a chance here. And sure enough, we come home first and second, and congrats to Will on getting third place. He was phenomenal tonight. I think everybody did a really good job tonight. I can't wait to watch the broadcast, see how you guys run the show. I bet it's amazing.
Yeah, some good racing out here tonight from Daytona, and you walk away with a second place finish. You talked about how you were going to push Mark, and well, when it's coming down to it, and the checker flag is waving, all bets are off, no matter who it is. But how about your chances? In 2 weeks, we head over to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. How do you think where things are going to go after we head away from this big 2.48 mile super speedway down to just a 1.5 mile track?
My bet's on everybody but me, I'll be honest with you. If I put on a good show there, I'll take that any day.
Well, we're going to find that out in 2 weeks, but before we head off into the 2-week sunset here, who do you got to thank for your second place finish?
I got to thank the league for putting together a nice race, find a bunch of great guys. I got to thank my team, HLC Motorsports. I got to thank people who keep me going on this, you guys for broadcasting, anybody who's watching.
Well, there you heard it from Justin Napier. He comes home runner-up as he dueled his good partner, his good friend there, Mark Truxell, side by side. The distance from Justin Napier being able to win here from Daytona in the season opener was 8/1000ths of a second. I mean, Jarrett, you can't really ask for a closer race to decide who's going to win it here from Daytona.
No, absolutely not. You cannot, like you said, you cannot ask for a closer race. And this is just an exciting start to the season, and I can't wait to get to Atlanta in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Atlanta in 2 weeks' time. But before we get there, we do got to congratulate the 5 of Mark Truxell. We only saw him, Jarrett, maybe run a total of 5 out of the 100 laps here tonight down on the bottom lane. And actually, when you look back at the final lap, Mark made his move to the inside and finished this race P1 on the inside lane.
Yeah, he pulled a bit of a cold trickle move, running the outside and then dived down the inside. Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming, not us up here in the booth, and definitely nobody sitting out there in the fan zone. Well, we do got to thank all the fans for tuning in here tonight on your Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the first ever race here for the Superior Class Auto Racing Series presented by Mug Root Beer. What a show they put on here from Daytona. I can't wait for 2 weeks' time. We'll catch you right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network to bring you all the action in 2 weeks from the Atlanta Motor Speedway.